This is Jen Espinosa-Goswami over at Be Weightless. Thank you for joining me live today. I wanted to hop on for a few minutes and just share a little bit about some observations I have about, this first week into the new year, and to give you some tips on how to deal with shoulding all over yourself. That's not a typo, that's how I meant to say it. Are you shoulding all over yourself? This is a phenomenon that happens quite a bit over this time of year, and will probably last through the next few weeks. So I'm going to give you some relief in terms of how you deal with shoulding all over yourself. So a little bit about me. I am a health coach, totally product free. I don't have anything to sell you, any shakes or supplements, any of that stuff. I personally did not use it when I lost 100 pounds over 18 years ago, and you do not need to use it as well. Those are helpful, but I really do feel they're a crutch and not necessarily the main purpose of embracing your best health. So I help moms find body bliss, and that's a combination of strategic meal planning, goal setting, mindset work, so dealing with what you're telling yourself in your head, which will be what we're talking about today, and gym-free fitness. So regardless of whether you regularly attend a gym or a studio or not, I help you figure out what to do in between, those 23 other hours of the day when you are not in the gym, so that you can maintain your fitness level and or elevate it to a different level. So that's a little bit about me. If you're joining me live for this video today, please say hi in the comments so that I can say hi back and make sure that we are having a conversation instead of me just being a talking head out here. I'm not here to be a talking head. So thank you for joining us today. Let's talk about shoulds, right? So the other day I was not very happy with my weight. Just to throw it out there, yes, I'm a health coach. Yes, I know how to lose weight. Yes, I've maintained my weight loss for a significant period of time. Yes, I still have stumbling blocks myself. So I was on the scale after the new year, and I realized, oh my goodness, I'm at probably the highest weight I've been in quite a while. This is despite the fact that I've been consistently exercising at a high intensity for the past 4 months and enjoy exercise. So it's never been a matter of not being fit. It was a matter of how I was eating. So I'm going back to my original love of how to meal plan using macros and how to track what I'm doing, how to celebrate my success, that sort of thing. But I was talking to my husband because, I share everything with my husband. And I said, oh yeah, I'm just not happy with where I'm at today. I was really down on myself. I do have moments where I get down on myself as well. I'm not perfect. And I was just sharing how upset I was at the fact that I had gained, or that I was at a higher weight than I felt comfortable with. And you know what my husband said? He said, you should join a gym. You should join a gym. Now, I love my husband. I'm not trying to say I don't. He's a great guy. He's very supportive. He has always supported my goals, whether they're in health, personal, what have you. He's a very supportive person. So it's not that he totally, shot me through the heart with his comment, but his sentence began with, you should. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because I know I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not the only one who might share something that's personal, private, has to do with your personal development goals, and a well-meaning friend, a well-meaning loved one, a well-meaning partner, a well-meaning child. I mean, it could be anyone in your life who's there for you and is your best cheerleader. They might still say something like, you should do X, Y, Z. Because they want to help you, right? They want to help you with whatever you're struggling with. They know you want a solution, and they want to be in a helpful space. So let's talk about that. Why do we feel the need to should all over ourselves? Whether it's beating ourselves up for what we're not accomplishing, for getting to a place where we are at a point of no return, and we're like, this is not making me happy anymore. Why do we feel the pressure to should all over ourselves? Well, I should be doing this. Says who? When you think about the number one thing you feel like you're shoulding about, I love saying that, shoulding about, what is it? Is it I should eat healthy? Is it I should read more? Is it I should drink water? Is it I should be a calm and peaceful mom? I mean, we all have our own expectations of where we should be in terms of our life, in terms of the stage of life we're in. We all have expectations about what that means to us, right? What the ideal and the ultimate and the perfect version of that is. Now, if you're joining me live, and I do see we have some folks tuning in, please share with me, what do you should on yourself about? Is it about your career, about how much money you earn? Is it about your health or your size? Is it about an ability you have? Like maybe you feel like you should be at a higher level than you are currently, and it makes you upset with yourself. So you tell yourself, I should be somewhere. Share with us in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, I love to watch your comments, and I do engage with anyone who watches the replay. So if you're watching this live or on the replay, where do you find yourself shoulding the most? And while you're doing that and while you're processing what that looks like for you, for me, I should on myself all the time because I quit my day job. I used to work in financial services, and that was no hardship because I wasn't passionate about that work. It was just work that was paying the bills, and had been doing it for quite a few years and was really good at it, had gotten some acclaim in it. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's kind of where I am. That's my stage in life. And then I stayed home to be with my kids, which was a great opportunity for me because I could build my health coaching business even more, put more effort into it so that I could get that business to a place where I wanted it to be. I'm still not where I want my business to be. I love it. I'm gratified that I get to work with people I love. I love that I get to provide videos like this for you. I love that I get to blog more, that I get to speak more in front of audiences. I've had a lot of great opportunities that came up from that, but I still should on myself, right? Like I have a leadership degree, a graduate degree in leadership. I have a BA, a couple of BAs. You know, I have a lot of experience in corporate. I have a certification. I'm a certified fraud examiner. So sometimes when I find myself in a weak moment, to me, it's down to where have I gotten in my life professionally? And yeah, I can't tell you that I'm earning 6 figures or anything like that. That's not necessarily one of my goals, but that's one thing that I should on myself. I also should on myself in regards to my health. So one of the challenges I had over the past year was some respiratory things that were going on. And even though I maintained a consistent level of fitness, and I'm very proud of the fact that I did, I wasn't eating right because I was experimenting with different ways of eating to reduce my cough and reduce some mucus and phlegm that I had going on in my sinuses. And that was very deliberate. So that was what I needed to do. That was part of my process. In the process of figuring out what worked for me and what didn't work for me, I gained weight. If you've ever been on an elimination diet or have experimented with an elimination diet yourself, please chime in and let me know whether you found it challenging to maintain your weight, or if you found yourself gaining weight, or kind of what that experience was like for you, because it was a very interesting experience for me. And there were portions of it that I had support and portions of it that I didn't. So it's not necessarily tied to whether you have someone coaching you through the process. It's more tied to my own experiences and how I walked myself through that. It can be challenging to go through an elimination diet, which is why I'm expanding some of my meal planning services. I do custom meal plans for clients that work with me, because as I was going through my own personal experience with testing out things, you know, eliminating certain foods from my diet and adding them back in, I realized that it was a challenge to find recipes that I wanted to eat. And one of the cornerstones of all my coaching programs is I want to provide meal plans to you with foods that you actually want to eat, not foods that like are complete nutrition. Like you could have a powdered shake that has complete nutrition, but it's not going to satisfy your head. It's not going to satisfy your yearning or your craving for certain comfort foods, because it's nutrition, it's not food. And we are people, we eat food. We don't eat nutrition. Yeah, if you're an optimal performance athlete and you're training for a particular event, you're going to go for optimal nutrition. That's totally makes sense, and that's appropriate. Our Olympic athletes that are coming up will do that because that's part of their training process. You can't get to another level in your personal achievements if you don't optimize everything, your fitness, your nutrition, all of that. But the majority of us are living at everyday average lives. We don't eat nutrition. We eat food. So that was just part of my should on myself. Well, I'm a health coach. I should have been able to maintain my weight. After all, I've been able to do that for the past 18 years. Why is this year any different? I know better. I know better. And you probably know better too, right? Like you feel like you should be somewhere that you're not. And you feel the lack of that, right? Especially this time of year when you have everyone jumping down your throat and saying, you should do this. And I'm not saying just your loved ones, your supporters, your cheerleaders. I'm telling you, like, you cannot turn on the TV, you cannot look at your phone, you cannot do a single thing right now without someone showing you a testimonial of someone who lost a significant amount of weight with no changes to their diet and no changes to their fitness. How is that possible? It's not. We understand intuitively it's not possible, but we are tempted, right? We're tempted by the dream, by the ideal, by the fact that that's not where we are currently and that's where we want to be. And so we feel the lack in ourselves, and we feel like because we're lacking something that got us to that same point of that testimonial we see on that ad or that article that tells, you know, people who have been successful in the past and achieved certain things that you want to achieve. We see that as an ideal, and we see that there's someone who's been where we want to be. So we follow that, right? That's just crowd mentality. That's the group mentality that is ripe and all over right now. It's like a disease or a rash, right? There was a quote from a movie that says, I'm going to be on you like a rash. I think it was from Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox. That's totally true. Like right now, everything having to do with weight loss, detox, cleanses, whole foods, all of that business is all over the place. I cannot avoid it because I'm a health coach, so people target me with their ads and I see that more often. But you probably see it too if you've ever commented or you know, supported someone else in their weight loss efforts. You might be targeted by ads too. I mean, you can't escape it. Even if you have never experienced, you know, targeting by ads, you will see that, right? You'll see, oh, what's your big, hairy, audacious goal? What are you going to do different this year? How are you going to take yourself to the next level? How are you going to become a new you? What's wrong with the old you? What's wrong with the old you? Sure, there are some places that you haven't reached your expectations. Does that mean you should throw your expectations out? Not necessarily. But that means that you don't need to should all over yourself. You can have your expectations. You can even tweak your expectations. But there's nothing wrong with you, the core of you, who you are at your heart. You're still a great person. There are still many achievements you have done, which is why I'm really excited about some of these goal-setting workshops that focus more on what did you enjoy about the last year? What are the biggest things you learned? What was the thing you're most proud of? You know, you can't move forward without some sort of celebration. You just can't. And that can help you reduce how you should on yourself. Now, here's an interesting thing. So I'm a bit of a rebel. If you have taken Gretchen Rubin's 4 Tendencies quiz, I'm a questioner, so I never take anything at face value. Someone will tell me you should do this, and I tell you, yeah, give me the evidence, give me some support, give me some facts. I will never take anything at face value. I'm just a natural skeptic. It's how I work. And that's one of the reasons why New Year's resolutions just get my goat a lot, because it's a trap, right? It happens every year, and it doesn't necessarily lead to anyone's transformation. That's why I chose to start my own personal journey in November over 18 years ago, because to me, timelines dictated by someone else are not helpful for me. They don't get me where I need to be. Do timelines work for you? I would love to hear from you. If you can comment on this video and say how many times you tend to set a New Year's resolution, no other time of year, just at the beginning of the year. You set your resolution, you set your health goals, and then how long do they typically last? I'm not here to judge you, so don't worry about that. I'm not going to judge you. I know what the statistics say, and I'll share what the statistics say. The majority of us, like 89, 90%, something like that, will set a resolution in January, and that resolution is done, finito, dead, destroyed by the beginning of February, which is sobering, but it's also a good insight into how humans are motivated. Yes, you can get into the hype. Yes, you can get into the, I'm not perfect, I need to be perfect. But who determined when you should be perfect, right? Someone tells you January 1st is a great time to set that resolution. Why? What's special about January? It's the worst time of month, and I've talked about this in my blog before, but it's the worst time of month for any type of resolution. I live in a northern state. It's the coldest month. There's snow. There's longer commute times for everything you need to do. It's frustrating. There's less access to produce, at least in the state I live in. Really good organic produce. There's no farmers markets that are available at this time of year. It's the worst time of year to start a resolution of eating healthier. It's the worst time of year to do Whole30 or whatever else you want to talk about. It's the worst time of year to get fit, especially if you're someone who likes outdoor fitness. I love outdoor fitness. So in a nutshell, we've talked a little bit about shoulding, whether it's you personally doing it on yourself or someone in your circle, your family, your home, your office. You see a lot of people who are doing that, right? They're saying, I should do this, I should be this, I should. But there's nobody who's parenting us. There's nobody shaking a finger in our face and telling us what we should do. It's us doing it. You don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to should on yourself anymore because you are a perfect person the way you are. And in terms of your expectations of what you want to achieve this year, I can help you with that. That's what I specialize in. One of the biggest challenges most of us have, regardless of what our goal is in health, relationship, business, is our expectations, and it can take a significant amount of time to release those expectations. So here's what I have to share with you today. I have a program. It's brand spanking new. It's a group coaching program. I'm very excited about this. We start on Monday, January 15th. This is a program I haven't run before. So if you've worked with me before, you might be familiar with my other programs that deal around meal planning, gym-free fitness, mindset work, all those sorts of things. And this program is even more than that. So I'll focus less on the food and fitness. I will always incorporate those as part of my programs because that's helpful. So what you get with that is meal plans. I will do a different meal plan every week. And these are not meal plans that are like, reduce everything in your life. Don't eat anything that makes you happy. That's not how I meal plan. That's not how I work with clients. That's just not what I offer people. So don't worry. I got you covered. But every week will be a different sort of meal plan. So one week might be a paleo-inspired meal plan. One week might be a vegan meal plan. And here's why. I want you to shake it up. I want you to do something you haven't done before. Not because there's anything wrong with what you've been doing before, but because you need to experiment to find what works for you. And that's why this program is very different. Let it go. So it's telling you to let go of your expectations, both of yourself and of what society is telling you you need to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do as a coach. I'm here to guide you through a process that makes sense for you based on your current needs and goals. What else do we do? There will be weekly fitness challenges. By the way, all these fitness challenges will be things you can do in your home with very minimal or no equipment. Because that's great if you're at the Y, fighting the parking lot, people, the havoc and chaos that happens there and waiting in line for a treadmill. That's cool if you're doing that. But, again, outside of the gym, the 23 other hours of your day, how are you staying fit? How are you maintaining your fitness level? How are you challenging yourself? So I will include that as well. A weekly fitness challenge of sorts that you can do in your home or on the go, regardless of where you are. But more than that, we're going to talk about goal setting and not my goals for you, because it doesn't matter what my goals for you are. It matters what your goals are for you. And that's all that matters to me. I will give you weekly opportunities to set those goals for that week. Also, because it's a program that lasts over 6 weeks, I want to know what your biggest goal for that timeline is for 6 weeks. Normally, I work with people for 6 months or more because in my personal experience, in my opinion, transformation doesn't happen in 6 weeks. I'm not going to lie to you and say you're going to be totally transformed, but you will pave the path for your transformation within 6 weeks. And the way you do that is by having an overall arching goal for the duration of your program that you're working on, and weekly goals in touchstones. I call them milestones to get you there. So that's what Let It Go is in a nutshell. It's a 6-week program. We start January 15th. This is the lowest cost program I have offered in a significant amount of time. So if you've never worked with me, This program is about half what I normally charge my private health coaching clients. And I'm doing that for a reason, because I want to keep the group small and intimate, but I also want to support more people through their goals, especially in that critical time between mid-January and mid-February, because that's when the majority of us, according to statistics, will let go of our resolutions. And I want you to let go of lots of things, but not your resolutions, not your goals for yourself. Your goals are important to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep coming back to them, right? They're super important to you. And they're important to me too. I want to see you succeed. My biggest passion in life is to have people stop working with me because they don't need me anymore. Because they know what to do. They've got all the tools they need. They've walked through the process with me. They understand how to implement it for themselves over and over and over again. So they never have to do a New Year's resolution. That's my goal for you. And that's what you'll get in Let It Go. If you are interested in joining this program, I don't have a fancy sales page. I don't have any of that going on. The total cost of the program is $247. If that's tough for you, like to pay upright, we can talk about a payment plan. Just private message me or connect with me for arrangements that way. But I do want you to get started on something that aligns with who you are and allows you to stop shooting on yourself, to let go of various things that you think you're doing wrong or that you haven't been doing right to this point. Yes, there are some ways that you maybe had some missteps in the past. That doesn't mean you need to abandon who you are as a person or your value as a person who can achieve certain success in your life. You can absolutely achieve that success. I want to walk with you through that process through Let It Go. Again, if you're interested in joining this program, I will, I don't have any, links to a sales page or anything like that. So you do need to comment on this video or connect with me as a friend and let me know. Just comment with Let It Go, comment with I'm in, or comment with Tell Me More. And I will connect with you privately to talk about what the next steps are. There's not a lot of time. We start on Monday. So if you've been on the fence and you have a couple different programs in front of you right now, this is a program you don't want to walk away from, because in 6 weeks, there's so much you can achieve. And why not, right? You can last throughout February. You'll have meal plans. You'll have fitness challenges that will support you. And more than that, you will have goal setting that makes sense for you. And in a group environment, which will be super supportive for you. Our training calls that happen weekly will be recorded. So even if you can't attend live, it's best if you attend live, but even if you can't, that's okay. You're going to get it sent to you. There will be a live Q&A session where we can kind of walk through at week 3 or so where you are, what things you're doing really well and what things you're not. Everyone has room to improve, right? That's my whole platform for my business, is everyone has room to improve. I know I do. I'm walking through this program myself because I have certain goals that I've set for myself, and I will be sharing those goals with you during the course of this program as well. I'm not just a talking head. I'm going to be walking through this program as well. So we can walk through this together. You can get the right support you need. You can get it at the lowest cost I've ever offered for a significant period of time to work with me. And you get to meet some new friends who support you. They won't tell you what you should do. They're going to support you. How much nicer would that be if you could have someone who could support you and the way you need to be supported and not should on you, because we get enough of that, right? We hear all these messages of how we're not good enough. You are plenty good enough. You are plenty wonderful and beautiful. Let's help you get to a place where you feel that way, where you stop shooting on yourself. This is Jen Espinosa-Goswami over at Weightless. Don't forget to comment with Let It Go or Tell Me so that we can connect and you can learn details about how to join us starting on Monday for my brand new group coaching program called Let It Go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't need to do anymore. I don't know if that's what she says. I love Frozen. Anyway, thank you for joining me live this morning. I really appreciate your time. And don't forget to connect with me. We'll talk soon.